The object as strange attractor. In the end, all figures of otherness boil down to just one, that of the object. In the end, all that is left is the inexorability of the object, the irredeemability of the object. Even at the outer frontiers of science, the object appears even more ungraspable. It remains internally indivisible and hence unanalyzable, infinitely versatile, reversible, ironic, and contemptuous of all attempts to manipulate it. The subject tries desperately to follow it, even at the cost of abandoning scientific principles, but the object transcends even the sacrifice of scientific rationality. The object is an insoluble enigma because it is not itself and does not know itself. It resembles Chesterton's savage, whom one could not understand for the same reason that he could not understand himself. It thus constitutes an obstacle to all understanding. The object's power and sovereignty derive from the fact that it is estranged from itself, whereas for us the exact opposite is true. Civilization's first gesture is to hold up a mirror to the object, but the object is only seemingly reflected therein. In fact, it is the object itself which is the mirror, and it is here that the subject is taken in by the illusion of himself. So where is science's other? Where is its object? Science has lost its interlocutor, which, like the savage, appears not to have responded with genuine dialogue. It seems that it is not a good object, that it does not respect difference, that it secretly evades all attempts at scientific evangelization, rational objectification, and that it is taking its revenge for having been understood by surreptitiously undermining the foundations of the edifice of science. The diabolical pursuit race of the object and the subject of science is an event worth following. All that remains is the object as a strange attractor. The subject is no longer a strange attractor. We know the subject too well. The subject knows himself too well. It is the object that is exciting because the object is my vanishing point. The object is what theory can be for reality, not a reflection but a challenge, and a strange attractor. This potentially is the way to go in search of otherness. There are two methods of getting beyond alienation. Either disalienation and the reappropriation of oneself, a tiresome process without much prospect of success these days, or the other extreme, the path of the absolute other, of absolute exoticism. This alternative path leads to an exponential defined elsewhere, virtually, in terms of total eccentricity. It goes beyond alienation, but in the same direction, to what is more than the other, to radical otherness. The duality of otherness implies an unchangeable metamorphosis, an unchangeable supremacy of appearances and metamorphoses. I am not alienated. Rather, I am definitively other, no longer subject to the law of desire, but subject now to the total artifice of rules. I have lost any trace of desire of my own. I answer only to something non-human, something inscribed not within me, but solely in the objective and arbitrary vicissitudes of the world's signs. Just as what we deem fatal in catastrophes is the world's sovereign indifference to us, so what we deem fatal in seduction is the other's sovereign otherness with respect to us. That otherness which erupts into our life with stunning clarity, in the shape of a gesture, a face, a form, a word, a prophetic dream, a witticism, an object, a woman, or a desert. This other, when it makes its appearance, is immediately in possession of everything that it will never be given to us to know. This other is the locus of our secret, of everything in us that no longer belongs to the realm of the true. This other is not, as in love, the locus of our alikeness, nor, as in alienation, the locus of our difference. Neither the ideal image of what we are, nor the obscure model of what we lack. Rather, this other is the locus of what escapes us, and the way whereby we escape from ourselves. The other here is not the locus of desire, not the locus of alienation. but the locus of vertiginousness, of eclipse, of appearing and disappearing, the locus, one might say, but we must not, of the scintillation of being. For the rule of seduction is, precisely, secrecy, and the secret in question is that of the fundamental rule. Seduction knows that the other is never the end of desire, that the subject is mistaken when he focuses on what he loves, just as an utterance is mistaken when it focuses on what it says. Secrecy here is always the secrecy of artifice, the necessity of always focusing somewhere else, of never seeking the other in the terrifying illusion of dialogue, but instead following the other, like the other's own shadow, and circumscribing him. Never being oneself, but never being alienated either, coming from without to inscribe oneself upon the figure of the other, within that strange form from elsewhere, that secret form which orders not only chains of events but also existences in their singularity. The other is what allows me not to repeat myself forever.